quickly do this. We had some issues. Yep. I'm over. Come on, why is it not starting? Well, you will get the stream just a bit late. Hopefully. I guess we should just commentate as normal. Today we have Legion versus Win. I will talk about everything else during the stream as soon as I can. Just telling the teams to be ready by 5. That's when the games will start. So in about 1 minute, hopefully, or 30 seconds, we have me and Saitan ready. And first match or map is Mayan Ruins. After that we got Blake Goldville and then Wintermalinovka and Canal as a tiebreaker. This is group stage or group 2, day 1. Or at least for them it's day 1. Should be pretty normal as before. And good luck to both teams. And let's go ahead and start stream. And just switch to the correct scene here. There we go. And today we have first game Mayan Ruins. Legion's lineup here going with 1 E100, 2 IS4s, 3 E5s and 1 Vickers. And within watching here playing with a Batchat, 2 E100s, 1 IS4, a Leopard there from Rambo, and 2 E5s. Both teams opting to more go for a middle / C approach. First encounter has happened here. They have both their lights on the bridges, with someone here taking their first bit of damage, as well as player on the side of Legion, as well as Gabe here, who's taking his first share of damage, and even more in fact. Gabe here down already out of the match, has overpeaked by a lot. Tumpy is there in cap B, has been spotted and seen by Radek and Object here, and Win really has to reposition. Ollie here now pins it. Tumpy not able to cap B. NG and Uni here pushing on up higher. Let's quickly start the stream for you guys. Alright, Ollie here. Hit points advantage now insanely good for Legion. Win not able to recover so far. Jimpai here trying to give some fire support. Tumpy taking some more. And so far only 2 players inside of Legion have taken damage. The 100 here trying to give support to the middle. Tumpy here in a really crucial spot. Skin is now absolutely pushing in. He gets wrecked by Radek. Rambo there still alive in his Leopard. And there's just not a lot that Legion can do so far. Someone here taking some more. We're also lagging a bit unfortunately, and Legion is pushing into the middle now. Someone trying to do something in A, but realizes he has to go out of it. Jimpa is now getting pushed on player, he taking a shot from that E100 and lasers in support as well. But this is just not going anywhere in Win's favor. There are 2 tanks down. losing more and more hit points. Ollie is now out. Rambo will fall very shortly after as well. And those E100s here can't really do a whole lot either. And it's just not looking good for them. Object here taking a bit more damage. As well as Radek. Someone is now out. And it's just those two E100s left here. On the side of Win. And this first game is gonna already be decided. With quite overwhelming power from Legion here. No way to recover there from Win, losing some very important hit points early. I think Tumpy it was in the cap, just not able to stay safe from that E100 there. Radek just pumping HEs into him. The bridge easily being killed off. And it's the first game for Legion. And let's just quickly change up the scores here. Our first point on the side of Legion. We will swap the spawns. And Win so far not able to recover here or get any ground. They're taking pretty much I think it's the exact same lineup here. With 2 E100s, 2 E5s, 1 IS4, 1 Leo and a Batshot. Not looking good so far. Win definitely has to step up their game if they wanna have a better outcome. And Legion here seemingly going with also a pretty similar lineup as before. I'm taking Radek in their E100 once again. Having some IS4s. Skin back in his Vickers. NG and object here. Waiting for them to ready up. Same rules apply as yesterday, by the way. Best of 7, no collectors, no premiums, no Sheridans. So basically a new meta with old tanks, if you so want. And Titan has to ready up. Alright, there we go. And let's head straight into game number 2. With Legion here, so far leading against Win 1-0. And we do see pretty much the exact same lineup as well from Legion here. 1 E100, double IS4, triple E5 and a Vickers. And it seems that the same moves will be made here. Someone and again are not gonna spot each other due to the similar speed. And Rambo here with his Leo already up on C. Someone with a very early spot there in the middle has to be careful not to take some damage. Lazy Win actually going with a 1-1-3 instead of another IS4 or an E5. Gabe here now on the front line as well. Tumpy has been spotted in his IS4. This time no pressure onto B from Win. C is getting capped by the Leopard. Snake here with his E5 slowly moving forward together with Eggy. Win here has to be careful. Juni already taking their first share of damage. And hit points so far still quite similar. Lace has now spotted those E5s. They were able to cap C. Someone is now in A, so they are already applying some very early cap pressure against Legion here. And so far it's not half bad. Hit points are still pretty similar. Cap points are in favor of Win. But if we look, Legion here full forcing onto C. They just have that one heavy in the temple area. And everyone else is here. Their IS4s, their E5s, their light tank. They're pushing onto Lays now. They are holding the bridges as well with their IS4s. Lays is now already out. But Legion is bleeding quite a bit of hit points. Only 2000 difference here. Rambo has to be careful not to get pushed. Someone is now pushing in as well. Jimpa here pushing onto Radek. And Ollie getting pummeled from that E100. Down to a one-shot. Skin here now coming in to pick up Ollie. Player has been killed. But Legion takes back the gun advantage immediately. Picks up Gabe as well. Hit point advantage. For Win. And Legion there with a very strong push onto C. Saw the presence there from Win. They were quite a bit split here, even though they all just had a middle position. But it's just not enough. Someone here taking an HC from Radek, only 300. Rambo is now out. And this game is going to Legion. It is not a lot that someone here can do in his bad chat. He is trying. And trying his best. But he just can't do enough. Takes another from Radek, not able to kill him. Skin here helping out. And now it's just Jimper left. With his E100 here. Holding on for dear life. And is now out of the fight. And we go straight ahead to the next map. Here, let's just adjust the scores. And we are going onto Black Goldville now. Let me just confirm that that is correct. Schedule. We do go on Black Goldville, yes. Indeed. So let's do that. Legion here so far with a very strong performance, pushing on the right moments. And Win here with a very start opening. But Legion immediately noticing someone is missing. Or, well, actually someone, which in this case was the bad chat, who was capping A. And they just full force themselves onto the enemies. And it worked out for them. It worked out really well. The shots were connected as they wanted to. Focus fire was right. And not looking all too good for Win here. Very strong opponent for their first match. Currently looking for their lineup, I'm assuming. Not too sure. There we go, first bit of readying up. Legion here opting to go with 2 Vicars if we are staying with the lineup they currently have. And it seems that Legion has pretty much confirmed their setup. They want to play with 1268 object here. Very strong player. Double eyes for double E5 and double Vicars. And Win here going with someone again in his bat chat. Ollie in an FV. Rare pick these days after the buff that the E5 got thanks to the new consumables. A 140 here. 1 E5, 1113 and 2 eyes force. Let's hop straight into the next match here. And Win really want to or should want to win this next game, else Legion will be already on match point, and then the pressure will be even harder. So far there's still a chance to come back here. Someone and Skin both going straight towards A. Player has been spotted. 4 tanks from Win already spotted here in the middle. Ollie with a very defensive location. And Tumpy already taking one from Uni here. Using his adrenaline. Gabe now going into C. Skin here taking his first from someone. Hasn't been spotted though after his shot. Also Rambo now taking some damage in his 140 here in the middle. Win has been pinned down. Player here very aggressive. And can punish Tumpy here quite a bit. Taking one from Ollie though, but that trade was definitely worth it. Snake here now up at C. Annoying those heavy tanks just a little bit. And the push is already coming in from Legion here very early on. Player pushing down on Tumpy. Radek now coming in. Skin and Object pushing on aggressively as well. Someone now has been spotted. Rambo has been spotted. Tumpy is out. And everyone knows the positions of Win. Player here though has been traded. Good focus fire from Win. Are actually having the point and hit points advantage here. Legion has dropped quite a bit of hit points to pick up Tumpy. Someone here is now getting pushed by Radek. Has to try to draw him out. Blaze is now taking more damage. Rambo here has to give some fire support. Blaze I think missing. And Jimpa and Ollie here pushing onto Uni together with Gabe. Snake still giving fire support from the back. Someone still alive with his Badger. trying to stay alive there for as long as he can. Gets killed. Uni now also out. Hit points have turned around massively. Legion here with a huge hit point advantage. Points turned around as well. And one gun extra alive. And pretty much surrounded here. They got all their tanks in the middle. And are just cornered. Rambo now out. Jimpa out. And it's just Gabe and Ollie left. And there's not a whole lot that those two tanks can do. And the strat with the Batchet not really working out all too well for Win here. Maybe still stuck in some old metas. Those Vickers definitely a very strong pick and overall a very powerful tank so far in the hands of these players. All of which are of course very capable. And it's just Gabe left. Trying to hold on for dear life. But it's just too little, too late. With a small frustration shot at the end. And it's game for Legion. And it's really not looking good for them so far. They're now 3 points down on match point. Or against match point on Legion here, who is performing stunningly well. Not surprisingly, stunning. Legion, of course, a very strong clan. Just as anyone performing, but Legion here, just very powerful. And we already have our finish lineup here. It seems not to be any changes, going with double Vickers, double E5, double IS4 and a 268 from Object here, who, if you haven't noticed, has started his YouTube channel. Small shout out there. And let's jump into the battle with Win here, going with 2 IS4s, 1 Leopard, 1 E5, 1 Vickers now from someone, and 2 113s, and maybe a comeback from Win. We don't know. Let's see how they can perform in battle number 4 on map number 2. Skin here already going towards A, as well as Rambo, and most of Win here going up with their 113s together with Gabe. Someone here being very aggressive, has to be careful not to take early damage. Uni here together with Eggy holding. And Sneak here, maybe looking to get C. The shots have been fired, no damage taken so far. Ollie now has been seen, as well as Radek. So the existence of those players here is now there. And Radek is in A. And Snake is in C, so points will go towards Legion here. Unless Win can prevent it. Gabe here taking some damage. Jimpa taking quite a bit from both Eggy and Uni. And now here comes a sort of push from Win. Rambo here going very ham onto Radek. Gabe taking some more damage. And Radek nearly dead. Still alive though. Gabe now picking him up. But they've lost quite a lot of hit points for this one trade. Pushing now onto player and Object. Skin here in support. Snack, Eggy and Uni have pushed up as well. Object now out. Gun advantage here still for Win. They want to pick up player as soon as they can. Rambo here still full HP. Is gonna be very dangerous if left alone. Snack there taking quite a bit of damage as well. Going after Gabe. And it's not looking bad for Win. Really strong focus fire. Are leaving some tanks alive though. And Jimpa here trying to focus on Snack. Lay's taking some more. Player here still alive. Very crucial in his situation. Just not have been dealt with yet. And Lay's here bouncing once again. And Tumpy here has to help out. Snack has been taken care of. Points are in advantage of Legion here thanks to the cap on C. Player has been kicked off. Gun advantage is definitely there for Win, but the hit points aren't looking too good. Skin now has to get killed here. He is really low, 50 hit points. has been taken care of. Someone is now out, and it's just 2 tanks from Legion versus 3 from Win. But the hit points are just not in their favor. Tampa here 1-shot, Lasers a 1-shot, Rambo is a 2-shot, or a possible 1-shot if they shoot HE. And it's not looking good for Win here. They are against points and hit points. All they have is gun advantage and that 1 medium. Gun advantage is now gone. Rambo here trying his best to help out Tumpy, but he will not last for long. As Uni picks him up, and it's just Rambo left, who will try, but will probably not succeed. He's going through A. He's trying to create some distance. I'm not sure as to how long he will be able to stay alive, so let's just follow his POV for now. His plan of attack here should be to probably get some distance, isolate those 2 players, and kill them 1 by 1. But Legion here not making it easy for them. Eggy getting A, putting more cap pressure, onto Rambo, who puts a great shot into Uni, the Leopard 1. And really a nice thing to have. And Gabe here making some circles, trying to fend off those players. But to no avail. Uni here will find him very shortly, and if not, Eggy will. As he is cornered now. There's Uni. Eggy is waiting as well. He's taking 1 shot. Puts a great max roll with APCR into Eggy. Might actually still look to kill him. Doesn't pen his shot. And is he gonna get him? He's definitely going to get Eggy. Unless he bounces. And Uni picks up the kill. And ends this game with a quite hard and not so welcoming result as to Win wanted. A really hard 4-0 here for Legion. And I'm not sure what exactly has happened there for Win. I guess the maps as well as the strategies themselves didn't work out. Legion here being very powerful, showing a lot of good tactical maneuvering, pushing when they need to, Win attempting to push, but it just not working out too much. And this is game number 1 finished. Let's get it clean here. And let me see if I can maybe attempt to do something. Let me see if I can get something organized for my guys. Which, like this, hasn't happened yet, I think. Let's just see. Because I'm looking to possibly have a talk with Saitan, who was also watching the games that I have. And we might be able to just give a little bit of feedback on those. Let me just finish off this as well. Alright, let's see if we can have a talk with him. And the voice chat. And just have a little bit of a reflection on these games. Might also be helpful for possibly Win watching or anyone else who wants to learn some strategic maneuvers and stuff. But it really was not the best performance by Win. They definitely can do better. I'm sure they want to.
Hello.
And
Sorry
hello.
to cut in like that.
No problem whatsoever.
Perfect.
Um,
So go for it.
yeah, I mean, we've both seen the same exact game now. And
Exactly.
it was quite the slap, unfortunate here for Win,
Hmm.
who have lost 4-0 now. And would you like to maybe explain quickly, as commentary didn't work, or give your thoughts on the games that happened?
Yeah. So I'll just let everyone know. So I had the wrong stream ingestion key on OBS, which is now fixed for the next games. So don't worry. That's why I wasn't streaming just then. However, I was commentating the whole time. So
Mhm.
that was just my mistake. So I believe the games as a whole were just showed off the strengths of what Legion's known for, at least in my eyes, which is just their very effective pushing and focus firing. So most of the games they started very similar in terms of Win and Legion both picked up some key positions and important positions. However, Legion in the early game very quickly understood, which tanks whereabouts they had an overlap or an advantage over the enemy, having more tanks and HP, which was the case in both of the Mayan Ruins games and the third Black Goldville game, or the third game on the first one on Black Goldville.
Mhm.
I thought the last Black Goldville game was very close though.
Yeah, that was the thing that happened in the last game, which is most interesting, I guess, was they picked up the kills. Um,
Mm,
the focus fire was really great. The issue just being that there wasn't they traded way too many hit points for that. They also took quite
yeah,
a long time to kill player in his E5. I'm not
yeah.
sure who
That's
was.
exactly what I picked up on too, because they had that 3-on-1 over in the corner, and then they didn't manage to pick up what was player, wasn't it, in the E5,
Hmm.
and he managed to get a lot of farming done, despite only being on like a 1 or 2 shot.
Yeah, he was a one shot for quite a bit. Tumpy then helping to help out, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
they picked up the one shots. They picked the focus fire. It's just they bled so much, and what ended then with the Leopard going in a 1v2 against pretty much half health or even more IS force. And that's
Well, they
just
were
not.
both full HP to begin with,
Yeah,
until
yeah.
it was a 2-on-2. So
Hmm. I mean, I
it
think
was
they
just an
once had an
sort
advantage of like 5-on-3,
of.
but they just didn't have the hit points.
It was 5-on-3, so it was incredibly it was very incredibly convincing. Well, they had significantly better focus fire and managing to keep their team alive for longer. However, they did lose a lot of hit points for those trades, which meant that they just weren't able to finish off the last 2 Legion players.
Absolutely, yeah.
Uh, Hopefully, we'll see when Legion are probably, or I would say most people would agree that are the strongest people in this group. And I think despite I think they put up a decent fight in the fourth game. Unfortunately, the first 3 games did not quite go to plan for them. But
Mm.
maybe I think they'll have more luck against some of the other players in this group, and I'll be interesting to see how they fight, because they definitely had the basics down. Like they were really strong in certain areas. It's just that Legion managed to just outthink them on a tactical level. I believe that's the case.
Yeah. I'd also agree on that. Legion, a very strong team, of course, since also the spring season has shown their dominance once again, also then in the professionals. And Win
Absolutely.
definitely not a weak one by any means, even though it was a 4-0. I just want to make that sure for the streams because they did a very overwhelming job in the challenges, I think it was, where they
Yeah.
won the whole thing. And they know their stuff. They are also a very long-lasting and strong team, I think.
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, it's just that I don't think they have really picked up the new meta yet with the Vickers. They chose the Batchet for the first 3. and it just didn't work out. They got caught out of positions as well. And
the strength of the Vickers is the spotting range and the DPM.
yeah, the gun is very powerful. And
Exactly.
Legion has put that to great use as well. And for those who were watching my stream yesterday, EG has also shown the Vickers on Fortress Bear, where they just let him flank around entire C, because everyone was at BA, sort of. And he was just able to absolutely decimate in one of the games. I think it was Karolek. And if you have a really competent player, which all of these are, of course, play in such a strong tank, then you're just gonna destroy the enemies with it. And that's what happened here, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree. And so should we just quickly talk about what the next games will bring? And one sec, I'm just gonna bring my stream in.
Sure.
Hello guys, so we're just Every and I are just chatting through the post-game analysis of Legion versus Win, which unfortunately I wasn't able to stream on my channel, but the next games will be streamed. So thanks for your patience. Anyway, sorry, where was I? I can't even remember what I was talking about.
We
The
wanted to
strengths,
talk about...
what the next game's going to bring.
Yes.
R2K versus Legion, right?
For you,
Yeah.
and for me it will be Win versus Vale. So,
Is it?
Yep, for me.
Oh no, you're streaming that solo. I believe I'm with Rolling.
Yeah, I'm streaming that solo. Want to talk about your game first and some predictions as well, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really looking forward to the Legion vs RTK game. I think it could be one of the closest, at least in the group stages. Because yesterday I was kind of expecting EG versus Raid to end a little bit closer. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, so was I, which is why I was so surprised of it ending so early, and in the result that it did. For those interested in that match, Rolling has streamed it yesterday, so you can rewatch it there. And yeah, he has covered, what game did he just cover? Or is he still covering?
He's let me just have a look on the schedule very quickly. He was covering the R2K versus Vale, so it'll be interesting to see what score happened over there. Let me just give him a quick message, or we could go tune in on his stream quickly. But I imagine my prediction, at least for that game, would have been I reckon R2K would have probably won that game. Vale a strong team, so
would you put up a score as prediction, maybe? How close it would be?
I think it would definitely be 4, obviously, to R2K,
Yeah.
but maybe 4-1 or 4-2.
Yeah, I would also go with a 4-2 or... I mean, we have seen some really strong, surprising plays by Vale in the spring season.
Absolutely.
So it might have also been a 4-3. But I'd also
we
go
saw
with
some
a
games
4-2.
yesterday. So if we're talking about the games as in the results yesterday, we had LC scoring 3 against Raid, and LXN picking up 1 against EG. EG, who obviously went to Twister a few years ago. So you got strong teams picking up points against... Sorry, strong teams losing points to other strong teams, such as EG losing 1 to LXN. I mean, everything is possible at the moment.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. What would you say should we look forward to most for your stream of R2K and Legion?
So I say again, I think this could be very close. So I would be incredibly surprised if it went 4-0 either way. And I know for a fact that R2K are looking forward to this game because it's going to be incredibly competitive for them, and it's going to be their biggest challenge of the tournament.
For the group stages, at least, yeah. Because there still are endgame and raid out there that they might face in the second stage.
In the league, precisely. So I would not be surprised at all if it went 4-3 either way. But I still think, trying to leave out my Legion bias because I'm in the clan anyway, as much as possible. I would still say Legion pick it up, but I'd say it being incredibly close 4-3 or 4-2
I would be
game.
a bit disappointed if it weren't a tiebreaker in the end. Because
Absolutely.
both are some very strong teams with amazing players in them. And if it were like a 4-1 even, it would be kind of a disappointment for the team just winning one game.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if R2K won.
mm,
I think again they both teams can put a really strong performance out.
definitely. What would you say could happen in Win with with Vale, sorry, the game that I will be covering next? Because I'm also looking forward
Well,
to that.
yeah, so I think Win, one of they're definitely one of the strongest clans on the EU server. So I think that they probably have a slightly better chance. I'd put them slightly higher in terms of beating
Mhm.
R2K, sorry, Vale.
Yeah.
However, Vale again, they can put up a strong fight. We don't. The thing is, because this is just the start of the tournament, we don't have much evidence to compare this to
Yeah.
at the very moment.
I'd
But yeah, go on.
I'd also say that Win currently has an edge over Vale, for the reason
Mm,
being that they've lost some of their tournament players after
yeah,
the
two R,
professionals.
2K, I believe it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, was to R2K, and so they might be playing with an entirely new roster. So that will always be a rough start, but I'm hoping that
Yeah,
they have sorted it and can give us some competitive games here. If I were to
that's
have
what I'm
to
hoping.
predict the score, I would say it could possibly go to a tiebreaker. I'm not all too sure. It depends on how well Vale is able to play with their new players or roster.
Hmm.
Else, I would probably either say 4-2 or maybe 4-3 for Win.
Hmm.
If I
I
would,
wouldn't be. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised too. I think that those are some accurate predictions. Again, let's. It's a lot of the teams have changed a significant amount recently, so all of our all of our predictions might be entirely wrong. However, it's kind of based on the previous performance of teams in the spring tourney and whatever, and kind of what we expect to see from each of them.
yep, I agree on that.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
it's gonna be some
Is there
great
anything else to add?
games. I'm not all too sure, really.
All right.
Um,
Perfect. I'm just gonna quickly go have a quick break. Then I'm gonna go grab a glass of water,
sure, man.
and I think I'm gonna start streaming again. Well, I'm gonna continue the stream, but I'll come back on probably about 10-15 minutes before the next games.
Right, so if you guys would like to watch the game and not necessarily have Rolling commentate on it, then you can of course be free to watch Satan. Um, Definitely go subscribe to him. He's only on like 100 subs so far, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's see if we can push that up a bit. And yeah, wish you
Hmm.
a lot of fun with your game. And I'll be heading
Hmm.
off then and just showing some more replays for the people until the games start.
Absolutely. Right.
So wish you a
Cheers,
nice
man. See you
evening
later.
and see ya. So just having a quick chat with Satan there. Just a bit of a reflection, you know. Not a lot you see as well in tournaments, so I just thought let's give it a little bit of a change here. And yeah, just showing you some replays in the back right now. Also, I have seen some donations in the chat. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks to both Dark and Dane. Thank you very much. And yeah, I hope you liked the stream. I'm apologizing for the lag that is happening in the tournaments itself. That is, I'm believing, due to the spectator mode and a lot of effects happening, people getting spotted, which does seem to drain a lot on FPS. And as I don't have a powerful device, as most of you should know, there's that issue, which I sadly can't fix. The graphics are already quite low, and I don't want to go lower because you would lose out on some experience. So please keep that in mind and just enjoy the games you're watching. And we had Naro in the last game, doing an incredible job but losing out on time against an i7. And we're now watching who I will just refer to as Random Human, as that is his Discord and YouTube name, playing the new Tier 9 Vickers Lite here, and the Vickers CR on Neville Frontier. He's so far done 3k damage and picked up his first kill there on the Tortoise. Still full HP as well, so he's doing a very strong performance. Got a quite fortunate bounce there from the IS-6 into the tracks. And it's just gonna go around and flank, presumably going to go after A here. Wanting to probably cap that to get the cap advantage back into their favor. It's now 3-on-3. And a lot of damage still to pick up. He's gonna use a nice HE there into the back of that M103. Giving him a pretty nice fire. Second goes in as well for 450. And is now down to a one-shot here for the Vickers. Is able to pick him up as well. With a kind of unnecessary max roll. And now we have him and the Charioteer in his team. Versus the I-6 and the T92E1 on the enemy team. And I'm assuming it's gonna go down to just him. As the Charioteer there is gonna get focused by the enemy team. And which is of course for them the right decision to do. He is still on full hit points, so he will have a bit of an easier time. The Charioteer they're staying alive for a very long time. Doing a great job there. Puts a good shot with heat, I think it was. Into that I6 is now down to a possible one shot as well. And all he has to do now is not to throw. He has put 2 caps on them. He now knows where one of them is, which is most likely the T92. And so it is. Loads the HE. Nice shot into him, but it's also the I6, very surprisingly. Will not manage to reload until the I6 peeks out again. They are going to get cap B. There's not a lot he can prevent from that now. But he's going to move in, and he should probably move in quickly. Onto a nice ammo rack there on the E1. Quite lucky, but you got to have some luck, of course. And is now going to proceed to finish off the I6 here. Might be able to do so with full hit points at the end. There's the I6. Bounces the heat. And this is not gonna be a full HP ending. But it doesn't matter. He still has most of his hit points. He's throwing a little bit here. And just circling him now with his inner runner. And bounces again. Side of the I6 very trollish with his spaced armor. Who again bounces. Puts one shot in and might not actually be able to reload in time here. But he should be able to do so. Load the HE or the heat and have the turret kind of lag around a bit. And finish off this game with an impressive 7.2k damage in the T9 tank. Gets the ace as well. Very strong performance here from random. And we also have a second game from him. As I'm a bit short on replays for you right now. Just gonna show you this one. So also if you would like to share your replays, you can feel free to do so on my Discord server. Link to that is in the description below, or use the command !Discord. And the bot will give you a small message giving you the link. And we have a separate link replays channel, which I will sometimes pick a replay then from for these tournaments. So maybe in a future one, if you want to see your replay, put it in there and I might show it if it's interesting. Or if it seems interesting. And we are back with random here. In his Vickers CR on Castilla this time. Yet again, I have not seen the replay, nor the results for this one. And he's going straight to the castle area here. Pretty standard opening move. There's no tier 9 competition that will be meeting him here. There's only a super Pershing that could be hitting up on, but there's not a lot of danger coming from that tank. So he's pretty free to act on this side here. Of course has to still be careful not to get spotted, and will be able to put some nice supporting fire here onto that hill and also the other hill there in the corner in sector 3. Has already put one shot into the SU. Is going to be putting a second one in as well. And so far just supporting here. Doing a pretty solid job at that, shooting when reloaded if you can. Should have given a bit more lead on that shot. Already down one tank now with the E1 dead. Bit too aggressive there. And should be able to connect the shot here. Does so as well. Bit of a low roll. Already down 2 tanks now. Might be able to pick up that SU, but not quite. Could have checked for an HE there. The angle would have been possible, I'm sure. But he does spot a T-32 there. Puts one shot in, sets him on fire, but fire extinguisher prevents him from getting that kill. And so far, he's still giving support, so I wouldn't really go as far as to say that he is camping. He's more of using a supporting role. There's no need to move as long as you can do damage constantly, and even if he were to move now, or even before, until he would have been at the fighting scene itself, there would have already been quite a lot of people there. So he's being cautious here. Definitely not a wrong decision. And is gonna take somewhat of a good approach to have a better angle on all of them. But is now in a 1v4 situation. Once again full hit points. So he's definitely doing a solid job at preventing to take unnecessary damage. Already has 2k damage up his tally. And some experienced players, I were to assume, as they have the 2 to 5 year badges all along. And of course, as he is Ignice, he definitely also knows what he's doing. Is gonna go up here now. Should be spotting at least 1 tank. And spots 2 instead. Nice HE there. WZ. Seemingly a bit surprised in the first second. Oh, can he HE that? Ah, he didn't quite hit. But he tried. There's the object as well. So he is getting cornered now. They now know where he is for sure. And there's no way for him to run without looking at least into one gun at this stage. It's a nice HE into the turret or superstructure deck there of the WZ. We'll be putting one more into the object, not sure as to how or why he's moving the way he is. And Random here doing a great job at hold downing onto the object. A very small profile, that turret of the Vickers. Definitely not an easy target to hit nor penetrate, with the gun mantlet being quite large. Or at least most of the turret itself. And he is losing some hit points here. Not a lot he can do to prevent that. Puts his first shot in. E75 still capping. Should be helping out those 2 tanks here. But instead of doing that, they have now been picked up by Random and pulling over a bit too early, in my opinion. If the E75 was set up correctly, he could have taken a shot going down and would be a 1-shot at this stage. But he had some I wouldn't say solid RNG, but the EU75 not really knowing all too much, as it seems, even though he is playing for 5 years already. And Random here, take an interesting route, definitely not expected from the E75. Smart thinking there. Is shooting heat into the lower plate and takes a massive high roll there from the E75. Has to be careful not to get ram killed to death now, whilst circling this E75 here, who is not as that slow when turning turret and hole in the same direction. Takes more ram damage. Can't take another one of those, but is able to clear him for a nice 1v4 here. Ends up on 34 hit points, 4 kills, 6.2k damage, and well played. Only gets second class, of course, as he was playing it a bit more passively. These tanks definitely have been pushed up high in terms of their experience requirements for an ace, which is to be expected when a new line comes out. And some impressive replays here for tonight. Let's just clear out those tags that we've gotten from Satan, who has just announced his streams. And yeah. My game now not responding. And I will definitely not join the Great Harry Potter room. In fact, we will now create our own. of the Blitz Summer Tourney, which will be this time Win versus Vale. We will hide the enemies with a password, set the supremacy, and let me just check the maps really quickly to make sure that I have the right ones prepared. It will be Port Bay, the map we're gonna be starting off with. So let's quickly do that. It's best of 7. I'm just gonna have the room open for now. I will just quickly put up the schedule for you again to have a look at the games that will be played. And I will just quickly check something before we go ahead and just keep going with the tournaments. I just want to make sure I have something correct. Alright, and get back into the room. We'll now open up this as well and start with Port Bay. I will just quickly announce it to the teams that the room is open. Alright, so both teams are now informed and we're just going to be waiting for them to join. So just to have a quick flashback basically on what the game that happened before, which was Legion versus Win. Legion dominating on Mayan runes with a very strong performance against Win, not able to really play out the game they wanted to, and therefore losing out on the first 2 maps, not quite picking up on the match itself, and on the first one on Black Goldville coming with a very strong start in the 4th match, but not able to prevent bleeding a lot of hit points, and therefore losing out on winning any games. Let's have a watch how they are going to be preventing that from happening once again in their matchup against Vale, which hopefully will be a bit more exciting for you to watch. No blame there against Vale, of course, against Win. They are trying their best and doing the just their hardest to also give us, of course, a good time here. Hoping that Vale will be showing up fairly soon, as they aren't in the room just yet. Not too sure as to why. Not sure what to do right now. Just hoping that Vale is gonna hop in any moment. But I guess we could just quickly talk about the map. I've by the way switched out from Sketch as it's quite a hassle to use. I've just gone back to the old pictures. So I will have to just be a bit better at explaining, and let's quickly talk about the map maybe. So we have Port Bay as a quite interesting map. Now mostly played over A and B after the changes that has happened. On those on the heavy tanks, I'm getting more hit points. C getting a bit neglected, but the corner is still important if both teams decide to go there. So there we have Vale now slowly coming in as well with their first people. And it's gonna be interesting to see how both teams will be tackling this map. There's a lot of different ways to play it. You could play with more of an agile lineup and go for C with maybe some B control, or very early push over C into the enemy's spawn and getting C as well. Or you could also push on A and B simultaneously, which what a lot of people have done since the heavy tank changes. And yeah, looking forward to this. Definitely gonna be an interesting matchup to play, to commentate on. Win and Vale, both very strong teams. Should be, in terms of experience, Win having an edge here, as they are just longer together and have more tournament experience. But Vale also very strong players, of course. So I would say this is an equal matchup, and I'm looking forward to commentating on it. And yeah, we already see a Death Star here from Win. I'm loving this so far. Just gonna be waiting for the players. Oh, I had the wrong map selected. I had clicked on the wrong one. And yeah, we're just waiting for the players now to ready up so that we can start on with our first game here. And we have Win and Vale both starting off with nearly having their lineups finished. We do see quite a bit of heavy tanks on either side. We don't sadly see a Death Star anymore. Just waiting for both teams to ready up. And Win here so far going with a 1-1-3, 1 E5, 1 Leopard, now triple E5, 1 IS4 and 1 Vickers, whilst Vale is going for 2 1-1-3s, triple IS4, a Vickers and presumably an STB. And also a Batchat here instead of the STB. And let's hop straight into game number 1 for this matchup here, which will be Win, who's next versus Vale, Vale Verity. And an interesting match to follow for sure, and especially as we haven't seen Port Bay yet today. This will be our first time seeing it, at least for this session. And we see Win here heading straight towards C. Same going with Vale, who have changed their plan of attack here, and is sending their 1-1-3 straight into the city, very aggressively here. Blaze there already spotted. Those 1-1-3s not been detected yet. Not going through the cap. Spinks in the IS4 is now in A. Win will enter C, but Tusken Killer now in B as well. Those 1-1-3s already in their spawn. And so far positional advantage here for Vale. Blaze has to be careful not to take any damage from Kirovets there in his bad shot. And we're not aware that those 1-1-3s are here. Gonna be a quite nice trap once Vale is pushing, and someone here Could take quite a bit of damage. Those 1-1-3s have been spotted now. No damage has been taken other than now by Tusken Killer here. Ollie gotta be moving down and challenging him. Has to be careful not to get pinset. And Tusken Killer here in a very troublesome situation. Ollie coming in from the side with his E5. And Jimpa here moving in as well now. Tumpy going on him as well. And Tusken Killer here is the first one to get targeted. And he will fall here. Someone taking a huge amount of damage. Has to be careful. Ollie now getting focused as well. And Lauro here being the next one on the side of Vale to get targeted. Someone has now been taken care of by Kirovets. The Batchet here, still 2 shots left. Wants to put them in somewhere. Ollie here trying to survive. Is picked up by Kirovets, and now on a reload the Batchet will probably go to C. Ninja here is getting double tapped by Gabe and Rambo. And so far the hit points are still in favor of Win. Now also having gun advantage, but the points are not looking good for them. The Batchet now in C as well. They really have to kill those tanks here quickly. Tumpy now has to be careful. Jimpa trying to cover for Tumpy. Styx has now been taken care of. Tumpy is out as well. And now it's Spinks here. Gabe has been picked up by Kirovets. Elysium there is a one-shot. Getting killed by Rambo. And points are ticking. Kirovets here is the man that has to stay alive. Together with Spinks. And Win has to go into the caps. Lazy are pushing onto C. Jimpa moving back into B. And Rambo presumably here going for A. He really has to be quick in entering that. But it's just too little. Too late. And Kirovets here. The man winning the game with entering C. Really well played by Vale. Securing themselves the first victory here. With some really strong plays. Sending those 1-1-3s in the corner. Undetected for a very long time. And yeah, not a lot that Win was able to do here. And we're going to be swapping the spawns. Putting Vermilion now in. And yeah, Win there, good with reacting, really good push onto Tusken Killer there with Ollie coming in from the side. And all of the others now coming in from the other. And yeah, Win with a good start, but not able to recover. And let's not just jump straight into the next one. Elysium here. And Vamilo unreadying up. We now do see some more FVs though. On the side of Vale. We're now in hit points advantage from the start. About 1,000. And the lineups for a Win here is again with 3 E5s, a 1-1-3 from Gabe, a Vickers Light from someone, and Tumpy back in his IS4 with Rambo and Elio. So each and every one from Win having the certain tank that they know how to play. And Vale here going with 2 FVs, 2 IS4s, and SDB. Tusken Killer back in his E5 and also Lauro in his E5, and Spinks here with a very interesting position. Probably for reset purposes on C. Rambo here already taking his first share of damage. And they have pushed up Kirovets here. Taking some damage. And Jimpa here bouncing a shot and taking some more. Elysium now has been spotted as well. And Cap is getting taken here from Win. Gabe, very aggressive, has to be careful. Rambo and Kirovets trading. This STB here very annoying for Win. But Kirovets also has to be careful not to fall back too far to fall down. Tumpy there with a really good awareness onto the STB. A has been kept by Tusken Killer. We also have someone here in the corner giving fire support. Styx here not spotted, can approach completely undetected and put one shot into Gabe for free. is tracked though, so someone should be able to put a shot into him. Unless he can keep the rock in between. And there is a push happening here with the FVs from Vale. Tumpy here only having this one house to side scrape off of. And Ollie above to give some sort of support. Hit points here are still very similar. But Vale pushing now onto Tumpy and pushing onto C as well at the same time. Not really the best idea. I'm leaving two tanks completely unguarded here. Win now able to push on it. Vale though pushing onto Tumpy here, who only has Rambo in support, who now has to fall back, else he will be eliminated there. Stuk's now already out, Spinks here still alive, Tumpy is out. Hit points are still equal. Rambo here has to be careful not to get focused by those FVs, else he will get quite a bit of hash damage. Someone here picking up Kirovets, now gun advantage for win, which has been taken care of. Spinks now out, they're trading tanks left, right and center. Vamilo here is getting focused, has reactive armor, so he stays alive for just a little bit longer. Rambo here still alive behind. Definitely not the smartest idea to have him stay alive from Vale. Jimpa here dragging along Elysium here, who's just getting baited away from his team, who's now getting pushed on by 3 tanks. Lauro here is now getting focused and survives thanks to reactive armor, will be taken care of from Rambo though, whilst that Elysium has taken off the next one and is fighting Chimpa there and will win that fight. But the hit points are not looking too well for them. Win is ahead in points, in hit points and guns. And this game is now over. Rambo here looking to pick up Elysium. Tusken Killer trying to support him. But it's just too little too late. And Win with a very nice comeback. Vale there not pushing correctly. I'm sending the heavies onto C way too early, leaving them alone. Even though they had Kirovets, he was not a lot of support. And Win is able to make a very strong comeback here, showing that they do know how to play and do show that really nicely. Very good focus fire. Big shout out to Rambo for staying alive for super long. And we'll go straight to the next map, which is Alpenstadt. So let's quickly change to it. And make sure that we did check the right one. It is indeed Alpenstadt. Trading here 1-1, going equal onto the next map. Win here versus Vale, a very strong game from both of them. Vale with very decisive cap pressure in the first game, and Win with better focus fire, better decision making, I would say as well, in the second. So both teams showing their strength. And the others not sure how to respond to exactly. As of right now, Vale there flopping a bit, with their push not working out as they wanted to. So it's not looking too good for them. We now have pretty much our lineup here from Win, going with 1 Ice 4, 1 STB, 1 FV, 1 E100, a 113, a 140 and a Vickers. Pretty much looking like a complete random lineup. And Vale here now going with 1268, so our first TD, 262 Ace, 2 E5s, a 113, and actually 2 113s here. So more of a heavier lineup with some mobility. Hit points are quite equal, and let's see how Win will use their pretty much random matchup of tanks. Someone here will do an early spot, and we'll see those 62As. The view range on this light tank really strong. Lauro there getting crossfired, but only taking 1 shot of damage. Kirovets now taking some damage as well. Someone has to be careful as he has been spotted. And there's not a lot of damage happening on those 62As. They could have taken way more. The 113s now from Vale are on A. No cap pressure happening so far from Win. Chimpa here wanting to put a big shot into the enemies. And it's now cap pressure on the side of Win, as they have not gone for a cap yet. Gabe here, closest to one, is now looking to get B. Has to be careful with War here right in front of him. And a possible cross shot from Lauro. Has to be very careful though, could get exposed. And spotted Ollie here with some very interesting sniping cover, as well as Tumpy in his FV. 1-1 freeze here now making a move in. Gabe was able to cap safely and is now slowly backing off as well. Dustin Killer here with a very good angle. Could shoot Gabe if he's not cautious enough. Good shot there, Lauro again getting spotted. And Rambo here just holding for now, is frontlining in the green area. And those 1-1 freeze and 62 ACO. Very strong turrets with good DPM and mobility. Lauro getting another shot, taking 2 here. And even the 1-1 freeze now taking some damage. So Vale is bleeding quite a bit of hit points. Not looking too well for them. On the city so far, not a lot has happened. Someone here in a very interesting position has found Tuscan Killer and was able to put a shot in as well. Jimpa here, I think, still undetected. Gabe and Vamilo proxy spotting each other. And Vale here not in all too good of a position. We do have Elysium here covering B, but Gabe is in a very strong and safe position. Ninja here has now repositioned towards the city. Spinks is moving back as well. Kirovets has been spotted. Ollie here now taking a big shot from the 268, but is able to pick up Lauro. And he is coming a push from Win onto Elysium now, who's able to somewhat get away. Gets tracked. Ramilo there taking an E100 shell. We heard that. And here comes the push. Rambo now, someone, and Lace all pushing onto Kirovets. 268 putting another shot in. Push now coming in, or counter push from Vale here onto Jimpa and Gabe. Focus here laying on the ice for us. The E100 doesn't have the DPM. Good cover from that E100 here. Focus on Tuscan Killer. Is gonna be able to pick him up with a nice HE into the back. Ninja here now in B, preventing more cap pressure. But Win has picked up A. They are gonna be winning on points here. And it's game. Really intense game. Really strong performance from Win. With a good push. They saw that Lauro was very low on hit points, as he was bleeding very early on. Quite a reckless play as well. And Win was able to make use of that. And a very good use. Indeed. Swap the spawn points. I really enjoyed that last game. That was action-packed. Win here. Gabe especially, probably being the MVP. Showing a very strong push into B. Getting it without any issue whatsoever. And then staying safe the entire game. And playing very well with Jimpa there. Giving good support. That E100 really working out well for them. I really like these games. And I hope you do as well. Even if the quality isn't the greatest, I'd like you to provide the best I can. And therefore let's jump straight into game number 4 here on Alpenstadt. And we do see no change except for one. We have lost an FV on the side of Win for another IS-4. And Vale here now going with a Hori instead of the 268. Another IS-4 and Mouse this time. A 140 here from Kirovets. An E5 and 2 113s. And this time Vale is focusing more on the city. Hard pressing here on C. And someone, look at this. Spotting range on this light tank is really good. Spotting out Spinks and Slicks there. Very early on. Tumpy here has been seen as well. And gets away before Elysium arrives. Has to be careful that Hori has an amazing penetration. Gabe once again is in B. Together with Jimpa here. Ninja has to be careful. He is going to take a big shot if he's not careful. But in this case, Jimpa was the one who wasn't careful. Spinks is now taking his first shot. Elysium has been spotted by Gabe and takes the shot back as well. And the rotation is coming in from Vale here. They want to take this city. But on the other hand, Win is now pushing in with their mediums on the side. Laze is now here as well. And puts one shot into Tusken Killer's mouse. Hit points advantage so far for Vale. Gabe has bled quite a bit of hit points here. Has to be careful not to be taken care of. Ninja now pushing in as well. Gabe not able to connect this shot. And Win here has to counter push. Someone is now in C. They want to play on points here. Gabe trading another one. And Stux not able to pick up Gabe here, bouncing its shot on the tracks. Gabe able to put one more out before dying. Ninja here bouncing another one. Gabe staying alive for way longer than he should have. Jimpa here trying to cover. Not able to do so. Gun advantage here for Vale. Hit points advantage for Window as well as free caps. And Jimpa here still alive with his E100 and will be able to put out one more shot. Puts a big one into Spinks, is nearly a max or someone now coming in. And this is not looking good for Win here. Only 2 tanks left. Vale has a lot of low hit point targets. But they have tank advantage. Someone here has to get away. Still takes another shot from Ninja. Ollie here putting a shot into Vam as well. But takes a shot in return. Tusken Killer there. On a possible one shot as well as Spinks's. Points are looking really strong for them. But in general, it's not. Let's have a look at what Ollie can see here. He has been taking 2 shots. Not able to pen the mouse in his tracks with heat. And has to be careful now. Someone is now moving in as well. He wants to get Spinks. Not able to find him though. And wants to prevent the cap on C as well. They are now taking the caps from Win. Someone here has to pen a shot. Is able to do so. And they just have to get Tusken Killer. Ollie has to be really careful not to die to the mouse. Gets it as well. And wins the game by points. Ollie and someone here with a very clutch comeback. Someone still dying, but it's Ollie's game to win. And Win here taking the lead on Alpenstadt with a beautiful executed game. The start was a bit rough, but they were able to recover very quickly. And now to the possibly last map, which is Normandy. And Vale here now in a lot of pressure. They have to get back on this, as Win is now on match point. And this might be decided with the next game. Really looking forward to the next game, as there's a lot of pressure on Vale here. They want to win. They need to win. And if that doesn't happen, this game will be over. And we do see another player change here. Vale now already readied up, playing with 2 tank destroyers. A 62A, a 113, an E5 and an IS4. Only 2 E5s here. And Win going to be playing with Rambo back in his Leopard. Seems to be playing that tank really often and does really well from what we've seen today. Also having 2 E5s, 113, 1 IS4, a second 113, and again someone in the Vickers, seemingly the light tank player. And let's go into the next game here. Win 3 points, Vale 1 point. This is a best of 7, so the first to take 4 wins takes this match home. So it's up to Vale. Hit points are quite equal at the start. And we do see Rambo here in a more sniping location is going to be covering A. Which is countering what Kirovets does. Is exactly the same. Someone here with a very aggressive spot is taking one in return though from the E3. And the is gonna get capped from Vale. C has been capped by Win. Lays and Tastenkiller have found each other now. Ollie is in the middle as well. And Rambo now pushing in. Lays here very aggressive. Takes one big shot from Elysium. Rambo now in A, just as Kirovets is retreating. And they will have a good amount of cap advantage. Tampi here and Jimpa have to be careful. Tastenkiller taking another one. Gabe here with a very solid position, able to help both teams out. And here comes a push from Vale onto Jimpa. Stux here taking quite a bit of damage. There is not a lot of support for those players. And Win now pushing in. Jimpa here taking a lot of damage. Tampi here still focusing down Stunks, and Jimpa is able to put one more in before dying. Hit points are still equal. Gun advantage now for Vale. Tastenkiller and Stux are both very low. Lays here ramming Tastenkiller, and Stux has been taken care of. Tampi here missing the shot. Ollie now coming in as well to support Tampi. Hit point advantage is not there for either team, but the guns are in favor of Win. Kirovets here now getting pummeled from Rambo. And in position wise, Win is quite spread out. Ollie here now entirely on himself with no support. Gabe here is gonna get Elysium out. And Lays has to push in next. Someone here together with Tampi still fighting Ninja. Nice HE there into the back of the E3. He will not be of any use anymore. Ollie now has been taken care of. Ninja is out. Hit points are in favor of Win. Rambo here now has to be careful. He's down to a one-shot. Kirovets was killed by Lays. And now it's just Lauro and Spinks is left. And this is Win's match to take. And they will be winning in a 4-1 fashion here. Very strong performance by both teams, but Win just with a better decisive gameplay here, and strategically just having the better pushes. Vale there pushing in onto those two heavies here. I think it was both IS4s not working out in their favor, bleeding a lot of hit points, especially Tastenkiller in the middle has lost quite a lot early on. They also lost to cap pressure here. And this game is over. And at this point we can say GG to Win. They definitely made up for the games against Legion. Very well played by both teams here. Win just performing oh so strong. And taking home this victory 4-1. And GG to both teams. Well played. And this is basically it for us from today. Let's just quickly clean up the room, because there's not a lot left for us to do. I will just quickly submit the results. So let me do that. And the other games are still happening, I'm assuming. We might be able to check them out in case they are still running. Let me just check the password. Just gonna ask if we can join that game. Not sure as to what the score is. So yeah, this is the games. They are now over for us. To give for those who maybe just tuned in. The results for today for our stream were Legion beating Win in a 4-0 manner. And then Win beating Vale 4-1. GG to all three teams for today. And as long as we wait and might possibly join the others, let's have a quick look at the schedule here and the next matchup that we will be watching. And that will be on Sunday, I believe. Let me just make sure that I'm correct. It is indeed Sunday. We will be watching EG play off against Lost Control. And we have seen both teams already play. EG so far in a superior result, as we are able to see we're playing first against last. So we might see already the decider here, but the biggest decider will be LGN versus Raid, which will be covered by Rolling. So you can go and check that out if you want to. And then for Group 2, I don't know the results between the matches that happened. I think it is Legion versus R2K. I'm not sure what the results there are. And currently playing is wait, no, Legion and R2K are now playing, and R2K has played against Vale. We don't know that. I'll quickly check it myself to see what the current score is for me. Of course, there's a 5-minute delay. So let's just go ahead and quickly check that. Not sure who the room host is of that matchup. Quickly go back here. It's Cougar. Let me just quickly message him. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully watching that game as well. Just gonna quickly put that up for now in case I do get the password. I mean, I don't want to end the stream just yet. It'd be quite early with that. So I'm just trying to give you some extra commentary. I'm not sure if I'm able to do that for you though. As I do not know the password. This might not be all too interesting for you guys right now. I'm just trying to find out if we could maybe have a look at that matchup as well. But it seems that I do not get an answer from anyone. So that's quite unfortunate in this case. Not sure they're seeing my requests. They're gonna be signing with the next game shortly now. So I think I'm not able to catch that. Guess I'm gonna be leaving it at that. Move these messages and I will be ending it here for me for today. Tune in over on either Rolling's or Seitan's channel if you want to check out the other replays or the other matches going on right now between R2K and Legion, probably the most interesting of the group stages, or hopefully. And yeah, this was it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed it and see you all again next time. Bye bye.